Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Our passage this morning comes from the book of Exodus, chapter 29, reading verses 45 and 46 in the English Standard Version. And here's what it says. This is God speaking. I will dwell among the people of Israel and will be their God, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God, who brought them out of the land of Egypt, that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God. As I was going through my Bible reading this morning, um, the chapters 26, 7, 8, 9 in Exodus are the beginnings of priesthood, sacrifices, the clothes of the garments that the priests were supposed to wear, the high priest, specific things for Aaron, how the priests were to be consecrated to the Lord, and even the beginnings of the tabernacle, how the tabernacle was supposed to be built, the different posts and hooks and all of that are enumerated in the few chapters that I was reading this morning, so between 26 and 29. But I got to the end of 29, and it feels weird if you're not thinking about all of this spiritually, because it's going through all the different sacrifices. Do a lamb in the morning, give a lamb in the evening. This is how you do it. Burn it on the fire. It's a food offering to the Lord. And God says, I'm giving you all of these instructions, not to just do them and be obedient. Should we be? Absolutely. But obedience wasn't the complete reasoning. Oh, somebody hear me. Why did God give all the details of all the offerings and the clothing and the tabernacle? God had a purpose. And there was something that God wanted his people to know, and something that he wants us to know. I'm going to read our passage again. Catch it. 29, 45, and 6. I will dwell among the people of Israel and will be their God, and they shall know that I am the Lord their God. Y'all, God was after relationship. Oh, hear me. Somebody please hear me today. God wasn't merely after their obedience. He was after their relationship. Knowing generally in these kinds of contexts is not mentally. It's intimately. God was after their heart. And this morning's just a word from the Word is this. You can obey the rules perfectly. You can. But God's not just after your obedience. Should we obey? Absolutely. But that's not God's end goal. Don't shoot me down. Don't condemn me to hell for saying this. God does want us to walk obediently with him. I am not saying we shouldn't, but I'm saying obedience really isn't the end goal. God wants our heart. He wants us to know him. That there is something that should occur in the obedience that allows us to know him more. That the obedience really is just a doorway to intimacy. You're not going to get in good with God on how perfectly that you obey, because none of us do. You're going to get in good with God because you're pursuing relationship with Him. Then your obedience becomes just wanting to out of love for Him. Y'all, God's after our hearts. And that's what God wants us to know. He wants us to know Him, not a list of do's and don'ts. Him. Seek Him. That is this morning's Just a Word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.